Hey, so I'm going to talk to you at a kind of a different level of media consumption. I'm talking about your audience. I'm talking about people who share about your content, the ecosystem of communication. So I'm going to focus in on what my 71-year-old mother-in-law taught me about technology, and hopefully it'll help you talk about it better. So my family is my muse. Everything I've done in the digital world, they've come along with me in the ride, for good and bad. But they've taught me so much, and it's helped me get better at my career. We could go through a lot of great beverages to talk about the background on that. But the time we've spent growing and developing in the world of technology, it's helped me identify something very important. We need to talk more about digital literacy. You know, digital literacy, how you and I use and communicate inside the online world. So for me, I have a lot of skeptical thoughts about content I see online. I don't take everything at face value. I don't just go, I gotta share this. This is amazing. No, I have a journalism background. So when I see things, I research. I ask questions, and then I'll share. I don't give my username and password out. I don't click on links without thinking. But you know what? That doesn't come naturally. I've learned that thanks to my in-laws. They've taught me the power of digital literacy and what will happen once you gain that knowledge. It starts with a camera and a computer. Before I had my first child, they were tech-free. They had never touched a single bit of technology ever. But there was a kid on the way, first grandchild. They bought a computer and they bought me my first digital camera. Yes, that's a life-changing moment for me and for them. I taught them Flickr and Gmail, eventually Twitter and Facebook. My kid's 12 now. There's another one as well. The time I spent teaching these things to my in-laws was a powerful experience. My father-in-law, not so interested, but that's okay because my mother-in-law, she soaked it in. I mean, like, soaked it in. Anytime I posted a blog post, a comment, a link, an update, a picture, there was a like, there was a comment, there was a share, she was on it. I'm not kidding, within 5 minutes. Every time. I was like, are you kidding me? What, does she sit at the computer all day? Yes. Yes, she sat at the computer all day. And I would roll my eyes. My husband would send her the Snopes links when she sent that unverified link in email. You know. But what we didn't realize at the time is that it had given her an opportunity to connect with family and friends and even her community when she wasn't leaving the house. Big deal. Why? Well, she got sick and cancer came with a little scare. We thought it's not a big deal, but one freaking dose of chemo and we lost her. My kids were 6 and 10. It's a time when grandma's a fleeting memory, unfortunately. We didn't see it coming. She didn't see it coming. We had no letters. We had nothing where she said, this is everything I want you to remember me by. We didn't have those things that you wish you had. But you know what we had? We had this digital footprint, this loving adoration that she had for my children and our family. And to me, it was a gift. How could we have seen this coming? What a powerful gift. A gift that I feel that everyone deserves to have. Just so happens that 6 months later, I had an opportunity to work at AARP. How weird is that? Suddenly, I had an opportunity to take what I'd already learned. I've seen the power that a digital literacy experience for a person who is older can carry with them through their family and their community. Whoa. But the longer I've spent watching this internet use rise in the communities of all ages, the more I'm realizing something within this learning space of digital literacy. We are missing a lot of opportunity based on ageism, a lack of communication, and assumptions. When you look at this number right here on the screen, This is not just a young person's gig anymore. 87% of all people are using the internet now. Why are we calling this new? And why are we saying that this is for a young person? The internet is for everyone. And I want to help make sure that happens. When you look at social networking use across the country, each age demographic continues to grow on the whole. Even if you look at Facebook ad insights, we're reaching every age group more and more each day. There's people getting ads who are older than 65 years old on Facebook. Come on. But you know, you've said it, or you've heard someone say it. My grandma is terrible on Facebook, or my uncle doesn't use social media the right way. You know, you've said it. But you know what? How are we going to help them? And how are any of us going to use it the right way? Because honestly, are we using it the right way? It's up to you to think about. I feel like I'm super lucky to suddenly be working at this organization called AARP, where we have a chance to help empower our older generations. Do you know why I think that's super important? Because I think once we have a unified understanding of digital literacy in our older generations, their knowledge will trickle down to the other generations. Okay, bear with me. I'm not into arguing trickle-down economics. Not my thing, but I do believe in trickle-down knowledge. I believe that even if our family members are not generationally or geolocated, we could still work together. If we have an understanding of digital literacy, the grandparents can help the grandkids while the parents are exhausted and not watching their Instagram. I try to check my son. Seriously, I think this makes a big difference for the family. I also believe that anything you say online is like you're talking at a cocktail party. It's a comfortable but public conversation. It's a thought process that your whole family needs to understand. What you say online can show up in a school hallway, the work hallway, anywhere. We all need a higher level of digital literacy. We don't just share information to people when we walk up and just say it, even if you don't know if it's true. You check before you say it out loud. Why don't we do that online? A higher level of digital literacy can help. We certainly don't walk up to someone and slam them for things right in their face, evil and mean. Or at least, well, we shouldn't. We really shouldn't be doing that online. A higher level of digital literacy can help. I honestly believe that we all need better education. So how the heck can we do that? Well, I'm involved in a really cool program. It's called AARP Tech, Technology Education Knowledge. It is a growing program where we are bringing hands-on tablet technology learning to people 50 years old and older. For the growing demographic of people who are using technology, there are still those who have never touched it. It could be fear. It could be they tried, but the family member who worked with them got aggravated. Who knows? But what we're providing is a safe and non-threatening experience to learn about technology. What's really interesting is the age of the registrants are not just the 65 plus. In New York, our oldest demographic is the boomer demographic. It's not just the oldest Americans who don't know how to use tech. Maybe they just never felt comfortable with it. I'm thrilled that we are growing and there are plans for this to expand. We've only reached about 1,000 people so far this year in 4 cities. That's just in this first year. It's going to keep going. The interesting thing is that we have about 78% of boomers that are using technology and about 52% of senior citizens 65 and older. There are a high level of people that are still not using technology. These are people that AARP research has found have a much greater possibility of being a digital isolationist, to feel isolated from any information and access to family, communication, and even the things that they need. More and more services require you to fill out a form online. If you don't feel comfortable touching a computer, a tablet, or something like that, you are going to miss out on the services that you deserve. Another awesome program is called Mentor Up. where millennials are getting paired with senior citizens to learn how to use technology. So not only is there an opportunity for a senior citizen to learn more about technology, millennials are learning how to communicate better with the older generations. It's a cross-generational opportunity of growth for everybody involved. It is so cool to watch it happen. It's awesome. So how do we go beyond those programs? How do we, I mean, we can't reach every single person with a hands-on we're only an organization that works with 38 million people. I mean, you know. But really, how do we really make an impact? Well, I think it's all of us. And it comes down to your dinner table. I'm not kidding. Think about this. We have a new talk that we have to have at dinner. For real. Bring the big family, Thanksgiving, family reunion. If it's not family, it's your tight, close circle of friends when you're playing, you know, Cards Against Humanity or something. But what I'm saying is, what you really want to do is have a serious talk. Imagine this. You're sitting at the table, and you say, okay, let's get real. Well, are you comfortable sharing photos? Do you like to be tagged? What makes you upset online? What aggravates you? These are moments that you deserve to talk out loud instead of sitting at home, rolling your eyes, having a moment because you never talked about how do you reach out and fix the things that make you roll your eyes. I probably would have told my mother-in-law, you know, you don't have to comment and like everything within 5 minutes. But honestly, you guys, when I stumble onto something old and I see it still, I'm like, damn, that was awesome. So try to put a little more perspective when you're having that conversation. The dinner table is a key to a digital literacy for your whole family or your tight circle of friends. I honestly think that we need to all talk about the best way we use the internet. So let's have some takeaways. I think it's super important to talk to your closest friends and your family and like the whole family about what are your comfort zones within the social web. And make sure you're listening and that you follow through. Know who wants to share photos and who doesn't, the mentions, the comments. Listen and make sure you help other family members know about it. But it's also important to let the family members know, the older family members know, hey, I'm here to help you. The younger family members, let them know that you are watching, but not stalking. I mean, that's seriously, my son was like, are you always watching? No, I'm not always watching. But really, let them know that we're here to help. We want to help our younger family members build a digital footprint that's going to get them a job someday. Another really important thing to note is make sure you have a way to share your concerns that's not in the public eye. Don't slam a family member or a friend for a choice they made online. Have a safe space. Is it email? Is it a Google Doc? I mean, you never know. Have a place where you can go, nudge, totally not cool, instead of it brewing. Also, I know you've seen it. Somebody who posted something and you're like, did you post that or is that a hack? It's worth taking a moment to send an email and say, did you send that? Because I think you've been hacked. Quietly nudging someone to change their password before it spreads to another family or friend, you've made a difference. I also think taking a little bit of time and searching your name, your family, all the people that matter the most to you online and see what digital footprint is emerging, it will help you make decisions about helping guide other family members and making decisions for yourself. But the very most important thing to do when it comes to digital literacy is making sure your entire family and circle of friends understand that no matter what they put online is public. Anything you put online is one screenshot away from going public. It's better to think that all the time. It's not as fun, but it's real. What I think is most important is by having these conversations with your family, you are empowering your whole family to better connect, love, and learn from each other. They are all one mention, one comment, one connection, one loving digital footprint away from a memory and something really special, just like my mother-in-law, Joni Reeves. Thanks.